Now, Israel, in fact, has declared a war on Hamas terrorists hours after the terror group Hamas attacked several cities of Israel. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced that they are now launching Operation Iron Sword. This is an operation which has been launched to eliminate the terrorists who have infiltrated the Israeli territories. Netanyahu, in fact, also cautioned people to vacate the Gaza city as Israeli forces were all set to operate forcefully to destroy Hamas hideouts. Now, on the other side are the Palestinian data, which is now coming out. According to Palestinian officials, over 200 people have been killed so far in Israel's counteroffensive. Black and white images that you see on your screens have been released by the Israeli Defense Forces. In these visuals, you can clearly see vehicles and boats being targeted by Israeli jets. Meanwhile, 300 Israelis have been killed in a sudden terror attack that took place in the early hours of Saturday.
Hamas has made a grave mistake this morning. It launched a war against the state of Israel. Israeli Defense Forces troops are fighting against the enemy at every location of infiltration. I can call on the citizens to follow the security instructions from the Home Front Command. The state of Israel will win this war. I want to say one thing. Hamas has opened the gate of hell in the Gaza Strip. Hamas made the decision. Hamas will pay for its deeds. The state of Israel suffered a severe blow today. We are all hurting, we are all angry. But states and wars are not managed in pain and rage, but calmly and from a strategic understanding. We need to put politics aside now in favor of an emergency government that will conduct this campaign with determination and will not engage in anything else until the complete victory over our enemies.
Now, India Today's Gaurav Sawant spoke with Israeli analyst Daniel on the current situation in the country. Listen into that conversation.
Daniel, what's the latest that you can tell us on ground? What's happening right now in Israel? We are told there are a large number of people who've been held hostage by the Hamas.
When the Prime Minister, very belatedly after 4 hours, came out of hiding and said this is war, it was a gross understatement. Where this event is something of an earthquake. It is reminiscent of the Yom Kippur War. It was a total surprise. Our intelligence was saying precisely the opposite. It was a massive operation by Hamas, planned and trained for under our watchful eye, and it was a surprise. It is reminiscent of Yom Kippur War in the sense that we had a concept that we were loyal to and didn't pay attention to reality. Yes. It's reminiscent of the 1948 war because today there is combat with civilians involved on the streets of Jerusalem. There are a lot of rumors, but many of these things are confirmed, that there are Israeli kibbutzim villages that have been taken by Hamas. There have been frantic phone calls, horrible, from people barricaded behind steel doors, pleading for help. There are reports of tens of Israeli civilians and soldiers being taken captive into Gaza. And I hesitate to say this, the image of Jews cowering behind doors pleading for help also evokes memories of the Holocaust. There is no doubt that Israel will come out militarily with our hand on the top in the sense that there will be no Gazans left. We'll go through a terribly protracted and painful period about the hostage release.